Hello, everybody, and welcome to our China pyramid ranking. We have a whiteboard with all of the various people. Do you need another? Oh, she's dropped it.
It's fine. It's fine.
We have an actual physical whiteboard to fully reveal who's at the bottom of all of these. And actually, here's what's going to happen.
Tell me.
I think because I'm probably gonna have to. I'm going to drop the mic to fully do a full, so that way I'm not kind of, I can make it like a real.
You do whatever you think.
Reveal and you speak on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We'll kind of, I'll
trade
Vanna
off.
White it. Yes, exactly. Okay. A lot to go over, obviously, with the China race. I think we should just jump into it because.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So as you can tell, we've numbered each of these, but 7 through 10 are at the bottom. They're kind of, I guess they're kind of ordered, like from worst to least,
that's how
but
we
they're
do it.
still on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then, as you work your way forward. Mm-hmm. Okay, so.
Number 10, as no surprise to anyone, is Lance Stroll. We did a very long rant deep dive on the podcast. If you have not listened, please check it out. But he was not on his best behavior this weekend, and we can't stand for that.
We can't stand for it because of what he did on track, the words he used, the lack of accountability that he took.
I would argue that his off-track behavior was what really sent me.
Now, to be, let's just cover our bases here. We are recording this on the day of the race, that the race happened.
True.
This is coming out a couple days later. Yes. So he may have apologized in this period. Maybe he said something on social media. We don't know in this current
at this time at 12:29 Central Time on Sunday, April 21st, he's number 10.
But he's number 10. And to be fair, even without that action, didn't have a great weekend, to be totally honest. He didn't get points in the sprint. He didn't get into Q3 in the actual quali. He didn't have a good weekend even prior to this situation, whereas his teammate was doing much better. So even before all that, wasn't a great weekend for Mr. Stroll.
Certainly was not.
And for that reason, number 10. Mm-hmm. Okay, should we go on to the next?
Yeah, so for number 9, we unfortunately have Mr. Yuki Tsunoda, which is being highlighted by the ring light, and you can't actually read it. This is still a work in progress, friends. But Yuki did not do so hot this weekend. He got, P19 in both qualies? Is that right?
P19 in both qualies.
Yeah, so big bummer. Rough. Very unusual for him. And then, as we know, he DNF'd, unfortunately. And yeah, it was just not a good time.
It was just not a great weekend. And I think in some ways it was kind of the week. I mean, it was even worse than Daniel's weekends because he qualified so poorly multiple times in a row. And he had mentioned that he felt something was off with the car.
Yeah. Because even without the DNF, it was not going to be a good time for him.
No. So, and it's unusual because he's had a great season up until now. He's done really well, had multiple Q3 appearances. So it's not characteristic for him so far. But unfortunately, that's where he lands.
Yeah.
All right. Number 8 on the pyramid, we have the Alpine pit stop where the man almost died. No, I don't know if he actually died, but where he got hit in the chest by the tire. And, that was just
overwhelming.
Yeah. Overwhelming.
Very overwhelming.
I just think everyone needs to get their shit together as it pertains to pit stops in general, whether it's Sauber getting their... They've improved their time. It's still not great.
But 45 seconds is good. But much
exactly.
Better.
But that was
They've improved it by 45 seconds. I just want to say. Not that it's only...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. Number 7, final bottom, we have K-Mag for his actions, his bad... And, to be honest, K-Mag kind of came out of this unscathed because all the attention was on Lance and Daniel's situation. No one was really focusing on the K-Mag Yuki of it all.
Yeah, I mean, he got out with a penalty, but...
Did he get a penalty?
He did.
Okay.
10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, he did get a penalty. But I felt like...
But yeah, he's relatively unscathed, for sure.
The focus was not on him.
No.
And I actually haven't looked into this, but I'm assuming K-Mag took some responsibility.
I'm sure he did. And if you didn't, well...
Yeah, we'll fact check that.
But this is hilarious.
We can cover it again if we...
No. I think it's funny.
But even before that, too, Nico gets into Q3 in the qualifying. Kevin does not. It just wasn't comparatively... Obviously, Nico got a point this weekend. he's actually done, I think he has, out of the drivers that are not in like one of the top 5 cars, only Yuki and Nico. Oh, actually K-Mag might have points too, but Nico has like 4 points already, which is for a Haas is pretty good. So he's having a good season, and K-Mag unfortunately
Isn't.
not. Okay.
Number 6. Okay, number 6 goes to Sir Lewis Hamilton. He did a great job during the sprint, and then a really bad job during qualifying. So this is our good, not great section, and I think that really describes his weekend. It was good, and then it was really bad. So
and then it was good, or it was okay again.
It was okay again.
He really had the roller coaster of emotions. He almost gets pole position in the sprint quali.
Yeah.
Then he gets P2 in the sprint. Then he qualifies P18, and then he finishes the race P9. So it really was
a roller
coaster of emotions as a Lewis fan. I'm sure for him too.
But a P18 is ludicrous.
Ludicrous for him.
Yeah.
It's not what you want to see.
Quite shocking.
Okay, do you want to do 5 or do you want me to do 5?
I could do 5.
Okay.
I don't remember who it is. Are you ready?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I'm ready.
That was more fun.
Daniel Ricciardo. Very similar to Lewis. Having a strong weekend, outqualifies Yuki in sprint quali, does decently well in the sprint, outqualifies him in the actual quali, is getting through the field in the race, has some pace on hand, and then rear-ended, race over, all for nothing. And it's just, it's tough because he puts these good weekends together, or he has these improvements, and then it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and that's just kind of constantly the story of.
And he's mad.
Mr. Ricciardo. And he's mad.
And he's not often mad.
He's not often mad.
So I don't think he's doing so hot.
No. But I hope he has like some, I don't know.
Meditation or something.
Or just like people that are helping him work through
Blake's got it.
Emotions.
Yeah. Blake's got it handled.
Okay. Then number 4, final on the 3rd tier, we have Valtteri Bottas, who, again, this is a very similar thing with these 3. Valtteri, strong in the sprint quali, gets into Q3, okay in the sprint. Daniel passed him, but fine. Qualifying, gets into Q3, and then the race unfortunately has to DNF, and just
it's too bad.
It's too bad, and you got three mid 30s to late 30s guys who are just trying to hang with the young folk.
Yeah,
and,
not this week. It wasn't their weekend.
Not today. Okay, we're now on to the 2nd tier.
And for number 3, we have Lando. Lando did really great this weekend. Pole for the sprint, and then got off to a very poor start in the sprint and did not perform the way he would have wanted to. But then did a great job in the race, got himself on the podium, and didn't break his trophy.
Very up and down again for Mr. Landini, because he does well in sprint quali, loses it immediately in the sprint. Disappointment. Decently well in qualifying, and then really does a great job in the race, maximizing his whole situation. So,
and we talked about this during the podcast episode, but you were talking about how he kind of keeps a level head and like didn't really, blame Lewis for. I will say, I think he's matured a bit, because I think at one point in time Lando would have maybe gotten a little salty about that.
Yeah, I mean, I did see some people say it was because Lewis was probably Lando's hero. He has he has more respect maybe for Lewis than he would have for other
Well,
drivers.
And it's when that happens with Lewis, you're like, well, okay, who's Lewis? It's fine.
Yeah, you can kind of it's not like it's happening. It's not like it's Lance Stroll.
Totally. Okay.
Okay, number 2, we have Checo.
Sergio Checo Perez.
No, Sergio Checo Clackers Perez.
You're right. I'm so sorry, I forgot Clackers.
We have to call him that now. That is his God-given name.
Is there
Sergio Checo? Wait, what comes first? Should it be Sergio Checo?
Doesn't matter in the acronym.
I'm just saying, no.
Oh yeah, no, it's Checo. His first 2 actual names.
Sergio Checo Clackers.
Yeah.
Perez.
Yeah.
So Sergio. That's how many C's is that?
3.
Checo. Yeah. So SCCP.
SC cubed.
S cubed P. Checo, I feel like, we don't give him as much attention as we do other drivers.
We don't.
And
so, that's okay.
And that's okay. But he does deserve it because his qualifying was okay, but he's doing exactly what he has to do. You could argue he should have had P2 over Lando, but I feel like Checo is doing what he has to do to keep his Red Bull seat. I feel like it can't be easy. We said this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
It can't be easy to be the second Red Bull driver. You also have Helmut Marko. We didn't even talk about this in the episode, but did you see that he came out and was like, so we basically can't give Carlos what he wanted, but he has a nice big offer from Audi. Mm-hmm. And then what's his name? Christian Horner had to come out and be like, we haven't given anything, he's just like literally running his mouth, saying whatever he wants, which is, I'm not surprised that they tried to go for Carlos.
Sure. But did Checo know that was happening?
Right.
Probably not.
They're not going to pay Carlos. I guess what Helmut Marko is saying is like, we can't pay you what you want, and we don't feel like we need to pay you what you want. So we're not gonna. This is what the offer is, and if you want it, great. Otherwise, I'm moving on.
See you later.
Yeah. But
Helmet always stirring the pot.
Always stirring the
pot. Much like.
Yeah. So anyway, congrats to Checo, and I should just say, clank, clank, clank.
At least this is video only. Everyone would be like, what's going on? No, everyone can visually see me being a fidgety.
Yeah, drop the pen. Anyway, congrats to Checo. You had a good weekend, and you're going to have a lot of fan support in Miami. So
true.
Yeah. I can't wait to be surrounded by other Sergio Checo crackers friends.
Totally. And get maybe more names to add to the list.
Totally. I would love to tell his dad. I would love to be like, so by the way, we have all these names for your son. And, would you like to add any more to the list?
At some point I want the Chenko that to resurface. I feel like
where did you send it to me? Did you text it to me?
I think so.
If you texted it to me, I could try to find it.
Well, I texted it, or it's in DM somewhere. I'll have to find it because I do think it's worth resurfacing it on our socials just so everyone
we do really know when because it was Vegas.
Vegas.
So we do at least know it was November of last year.
I mean, at least if it was a text, I can go through videos quickly. But
I think it was TikTok.
Okay, well that's fine. I'll figure it out.
We'll find it. We definitely need to resurface it because
it's incredible.
It is part of our lore now.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, do you want to reveal or do
sure? I can do it.
Okay, number 1, top of the pyramid this week is none other than Nico Rosberg. I know you all are. You all are shocked by him getting the top of the pyramid because I know you're probably thinking to yourself, what about Max? What about Fernando?
What about Max? Max is always winning.
The Ferrari drivers. No, not this week.
No.
This week, the top spot goes to Nico Rosberg.
What an iconic, sublime legend.
Stirring the pot, adding his own little flavor. Now, I'm sure there's people watching this who absolutely despise Nico Rosberg, who don't like his commentary, who don't like him, what he says, what he does. I'm sorry, that's just not how we feel.
No, and we're a biased podcast.
We're a biased podcast. He was incredible this weekend. He was offering praise, and then he was taking it away, and then he was
twisting the knife,
and then he was debating with Crofty.
He was really shutting Crofty down.
Shutting him down. He was just being antagonistic. Yep. He was just
patronizing to Lewis.
Yeah, but then also
praising Lewis. It was incredible. Everything about it was really entertaining, and I loved it every moment.
And I don't want to sit here and say we obviously love Martin Brundle.
Of course,
we obviously acknowledge his brilliance when it comes to the grid walks and such.
Absolutely.
I mean, Miami, we won't be able to watch it because we'll be there live, but I can't wait to rewatch the grid walk and who he runs into. And that's a legendary experience.
Yeah,
but there is something about Nico on the broadcast, and I should say this is the Sky Sports coverage. I know there's a lot of people who watch on F1 TV or other broadcasts, but the Sky Sports coverage this weekend, Nico,
big fan. And I'll be honest too, I don't know if I could consume a Nico Rosberg broadcast every race weekend, but
100%.
It was a fun time
where he comes on. I completely agree with you. I think you wouldn't want it all the time, but it's a little flavor.
Yeah,
and
it worked. The dynamic worked really well with Crofty. I will be curious on the weekends that Crofty's not there, who they fill it in with, because I don't think that Martin and Nico would have the same.
Well, and I don't think Martin and in sports typically when there's two commentators, there's the play-by-play, and then there's the color commentator, what they call it. So the play-by-play is obviously the one who is saying what's going on. That would be Crofty. Martin and Nico are the color. So I'm assuming they would just add a different play-by-play. I couldn't see either of them being able to do the you know, how fast and quickly he has to be saying words,
communicating,
especially at the beginning. But and I'm curious, do we know what the races are? That
I don't remember. I think we do, but I don't remember which ones they are.
Well,
anyway,
it won't be fun. But congratulations to Nico Rosberg.
Yeah, it's a true honor, and I hope you feel it.
I hope you are happy with your top appearance. So yeah, let's just recap here. So we've got Lance Stroll, Yuki, the Alpine pit stop, and Kevin Magnussen at the bottom. In the third tier, we've got Lewis, Daniel, Valtteri. Second tier, we have Lando, Checo,
Kleckers.
It's like what's that song? I
don't know.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Oh. I don't remember.
Okay. And then
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Exactly. Checo, Klenkers, Checker. And then top of the pyramid is Nico Rosberg. So that is your
congratulations to everyone but you.
Yeah, I mean, really all of them. It's unforced. I mean, unforced, forced errors. It's all part of it.
It's all an error.
It's all an error. That is that on that. Now, to be totally honest.
I thought you were about to flip it around. I was like, what's on the other side?
To be totally honest, because we will be in Miami, I do not think we'll be doing a Miami pyramid ranking for the next race. Unfortunately, just given logistics and whatever, which is a bummer. But we'll be back with Imola, I think. Or actually, I will not be here for Imola.
You will not be here for Imola.
So Monaco.
Yeah.
What a great time. You know, and let's all just put out some energy. Monaco pyramid ranking. Charles Leclerc.
Maybe get a Lewis up there. Like really up there.
Yeah, but top, we need it to be Charles Leclerc. We cannot afford for him to be in this vicinity any longer when it comes to Monaco, because
maybe you should have saved miracles for Monaco.
I can regurgitate, or I could find a different
reuse. Yeah. I don't know. Regurgitate might have been the right word. It felt hostile.
I can also come up with like maybe a synonym or something for Monaco.
Perfect.
Anyway, so apologies for the lack of pyramids going forward for the next couple of weeks, but we will come back with vengeance in Monaco.
Yes, we will.
And hopefully it will be worth the wait. Anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up here today?
I don't believe so, but thank you all for tuning in and listening.
Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We hope that this visual aid did help the experience a little bit more. We know there's still some work to be done with the maybe we're
all
the
about
ring
baby
light
steps around here.
We can also improve the text. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But for now, this is as good as it's going to get. We take incremental steps here. Okay, we'll see you guys next time.
Enchanté.